Alright, good morning again, year 10. So this is in continuation to the first video that I made. So this is a continuation of the slides as well. So it's the same PowerPoint slides that I've uploaded on Teams as well. Now we are going to talk about living standards. So we just talked about the economic scorecard and economic standards. So we are going to talk about the living standards and what they mean. So the success criteria for that is you can define living standards. We're going to talk about material and non-material living standards as well. Again, we are going to compare some countries with other OECD countries and looking at the Better Life Index. Okay. Now again, key vocabulary here: economic scorecard, OECD, and Reserve Bank. Now again, before moving forward, I would like you to think or maybe list at least 10 things that provide a better life for citizens living in Australia's economy. Okay, so again, consider material and non-material. What do you think are the 10 things that help provide a better life for citizens living in Australia's economy? Okay, now let's keep going forward. Sorry, my slides. Yep, there we go. Now, what are living standards? So, living standards are the level of wealth, material goods, comfort, and life necessities available to people living in a geographical area. So, again, if you're living in Melbourne, what is the wealth of people, material goods, comfort, and life necessities in the geographical area? For example, grocery shops or gyms or some things like that. So living standards, things that are accessible in the geographical area. Okay, the income that citizens earn or on average is an important indicator of living standard. So whatever people earn, that is going to determine their living standard. Okay, if they're earning more, they're going to have better living standard. They're going to be able to afford many more things. Okay, whereas people who are having less income, they're going to struggle. They're going to be able to they're not going to be able to buy very expensive things. Okay, now it indicates that consumers can buy basic goods and services such as food, shelter, and clothing, but also afford additional goods and services that make life easier. Okay, so again, people having high income, they can do all of this because these are our basic necessities of life. We can't live without them: food, shelter, and clothing. But people who are having higher income, they can afford to buy additional goods and services. For example, car, house. Okay, go to expensive holidays. Okay, so these are some of the things that determine the living standards, goods and services that make life easier. The additional goods are like cars, fridges, washing machines, computer equipment, provide an additional level of convenience and enjoyment. Okay, so these are, if you look at the computers right now, they are necessities, but they are actually not as necessary as food, shelter, and clothing. Okay, so these are some of the things that determine the living standard. Now there are two types of living standards: material living standards and non-material living standard. So as the word indicates, material is the physical goods and services, and non-material is something that we can't touch. Okay, tangible. Let's look at what it means. Alright, so material living standards are access to physical goods and services. Okay, for example, the cars, the houses, okay, the food we eat. Okay, they are all examples of physical possessions, and they contribute to our material living standard as well. Okay, they are usually measured by the quantity of goods and services available each year, measured by the GDP. Again, gross domestic product. It is the total value of the goods and services produced within an economy. Okay, most people agree that life is better if citizens have access to more goods and services. Okay, so life is better. Goods and services, for example, again, medical services, availability of grocery stores nearby, to be able to buy cars. Okay, having a good living standard, having everything in the house. Again, so washing machine, refrigerator, dryer. Okay, computer equipment. Okay, producing goods and services provides citizens with employment and therefore an income to buy goods and services that improve their lives. Okay, Now, when we have more production, when we are manufacturing more, or we are having more production of goods and services, okay, this generates employment for the people of the country. Okay, for example, if someone wants to set up a new factory today, okay, again, when they're setting up a factory, they're going to provide employment to lots of people. Okay, when they provide employment to lots of people, they're going to earn money. Okay, when they earn money, they will be able to buy goods and services that will improve their lives. Okay, so these are some of the material living standards that we are talking about. Now again, let's talk about non-material living standards. So non-material living standards are also considered when we look at the quality of life in any country. Okay, now these are also very, very important things for a citizen in any country. So these are the standards that cannot be measured in dollar terms. Okay, they are intangible, cannot be touched, but affect our enjoyment of life. Okay, so for example, freedom of speech. Okay, free elections. So if you can't say what you want to say, how are you going to feel? Okay, free elections. Okay, low levels of crime and discrimination. Okay, so look at the countries where there's lots of crime, there's lots of wars going on in many countries, and people are being killed on the roads and stuff like that. So Australia, we are very, very fortunate to be a part of Australian country. Okay, preservation of the environment. Okay, we look after our environment really good, so we are doing really good in Australia. Okay, adequate leisure time. Okay, you'll see many countries, the working days Monday to Saturday, they only get Sunday off, whereas in Australia we only 5 day working week. Okay, we have Saturday and Sunday off. Okay, we have flexible jobs, we've got casual, part-time, full-time employment. Okay, many countries, they only offer full-time employment. The person can't work full-time, there's no opportunity to work part-time. Okay, so these are some of the very, very important things that measure the standard of living. Okay, these are not as easily measured as material living standards. It is hard to measure them, but they are very, very important. Okay, again, in terms of crime and discrimination, how will you feel if you're not safe walking around the streets? Okay, if your parents are not safe, not happy to send you on your own to maybe for a trip to the city or another city. Okay, these are very, very important things that actually measure the standard of living of a country. We are very, very fortunate to be a part of Australia, because all of these things we do get all of these things in Australia. Okay, adequate leisure time, we've got so many gyms, spas, pools. Okay, almost every suburb has their own. Okay, so these are some things you need to consider. Now, I want you to think about, why do you think living standards vary between countries? So this is a question you should be writing down in your notebooks and writing an answer to. Okay, I'm just going to keep going forward, but I want you to pause here and write the answer to this question, and then come back and play the video again. All right. Now, OECD, again, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. GDP is the indicator of economic well-being that does not take into account the environmental costs of producing goods and services. Okay, again, we've been talking about GDP for a whole lot from the first session till now. We talk about the production of goods and services, or the value of goods and services produced in a country, but when we calculate GDP, we do not take in consideration the environmental cost, because when we are producing goods and services, it is affecting our environment. Okay, for example, if we have a factory, okay, the smoke is being emitted. Okay, the waste is being thrown into the rivers. Okay, using lots of plastic, okay, that are going to landfill and all. So these are some of the things that you need to take into account, because there are environmental costs for producing goods and services. Alright, the OECD, again, remember the full form, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The OECD Better Life Index aims to provide a more holistic picture of a true living standards of 40 different countries by measuring progress based on 11 criteria, one of which is the environment. Okay, so they look at 11 things, And these are those 11 things. Okay. And they look at different countries. They've looked at maybe 40 different countries and seeing which country has the better standard of living. Okay, they gather the data for the Better Life Index. Okay, and this is how we compare. I want to see if there's this. All right. So the things that they consider, so Australia's current well-being 2018 or latest available year. So it is fairly latest. So let's start from environmental quality. So this is one of the criteria. Knowledge and skills, how much knowledge and skills people of Australia have, the health of people, work and job quality, housing, income and wealth, civic engagement, okay, social connections, work-life balance, safety, and subjective well-being. Okay, so again, these are some of the things that OECD considers when they compare the data of 40 different countries and tell us how our standard of living is going. Okay, this is the Better Life Index. Okay, this is how we measure our standard of living. Now this is talking about child in Australia. So I think you may call it child or chili. I'm just gonna say child. What are the 5 OECD indicators used to compare Australia versus child? Okay, so let's look at jobs, income, education, health, environment, and water quality. I want you to pause the video here and go through these items and see how we are going as compared to child. So let's look at education. The average student scored 436 in reading literacy, maths and science in OECD's program for international student assessment, PISA, whereas the student scored 512 in reading and literacy. So we are doing better than child in terms of education. I want you to pause my video here and go through this data and see how are we doing better than child. Okay, now this is the video you should be watching. This is based on OECD's How's Life. It reveals improvements in well-being but persistent inequalities as well. Okay, so watch this video and tell me what you found in the video. How was this related to what we've studied today? And that's pretty much it. And these are the questions you should be working on. So I've written them as a task. So work through them and send me the work by the end of the session. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.